Hey everyone, this is Moody from Greycart, and the question that's on my mind right now is just what's going on in the world of Mega 10? And if you've been paying attention to the news recently, there's two pretty huge things that are happening, but I don't want those big things to detract from the smaller announcements and the little bits of news that we're getting here and there. For example, today I had an opportunity to interview the translator for the mobile remake of the original Digital Devil story Megami Tensei. He says that it is one of the only ones that's available and easy to translate, so he's doing this one first, and there's actually a lot of things that are really interesting about this translation, and I wanted to cover it just in sort of like a quick unscripted video. So after posting a few screenshots to Megami Tensei Hell, I had a couple people ask questions, and I forwarded these questions on to the translator, who goes by Jim Zayton, I think is how you pronounce it. But the first big question was, has anything changed mechanically aside from stats being reduced to 3 different types? So if it wasn't clear in the screenshots that I'm probably showing on screen right now, the stats in this game, instead of being 5 unique ones, Vitality, Intelligence, Strength, Luck, and there's another one I can't remember, but anyway, instead of being 5 different stats, Agility, duh. Instead of being 5 different ones, it is 3 now, and I don't think he's actually told me what 3 those are, but he said yes. So aside from there just being 3 stats, there are a couple of changes. First of all, something that's unchanged is that the stat cap is still 20, so you get 20 points, 20 ability points in each given stat, which means that with 3 stats really controlling your overall performance, it's gonna probably be a little faster than Kyoyaku or even the original Megami Tensei. And he also said there are a couple other simplifications, so you can only carry 2 demons in your party instead of, I think it was 4 in the original, and there's only 3 demon races instead of 4 that will join you through negotiation. Aside from that, there are some balance changes on some demons, like in the example he used Werecat. Werecat has like 91 health in the original and 72 in this remake, and of course because there are a reduced number of stats, the stat totals did get shuffled around a little bit. So for instance, strength was at 13 and now it is reduced to either 10 or 7. I can't really tell which one it is, but either way, yeah, it's been reduced, but that's just because the stats have a larger impact now on your character. He also said some dungeons have been removed, so he couldn't find Valhalla, Mazurka, or the Sea of Flames. It goes straight from Bien with Medusa to Lucifer. And this is just conjecture on his part, but he said that overall he feels that they had to simplify a lot of the game because A, it was a phone game, and B, it was quite an old RPG, even for the time, even for, being localized to the Chinese market. And in fact, if I haven't mentioned it yet, which I don't think I have, again, this is unscripted, so I apologize, this was the Chinese localization. There is actually another Java port of Megami Tensei 1, but it was a full port, not missing any dungeons, any demons, or anything like that. But the Chinese market did get quite a simplified version. And then the last change mechanically he wanted to mention is that there is no more equipment, it's just stats. So overall, it does look like stats are going to have a much bigger bearing on the game than how they operated in the original. And then the only other really big question I had was if the game was going to have music, because we didn't really get to see that. He hasn't posted any videos, or they haven't posted any videos, to which he responded that yes, it does indeed have music. And so I probed a little further and asked, how would it compare to the original and or Kyoyaku? And they said that they think it's better than the NES version, but they didn't provide any real relation to KMT or Kyoyaku, so I'm assuming that it is probably just like the graphics, somewhere in between the NES and the SNES, just because if you haven't been seeing the screenshots, the graphics are actually a little improved. They're not as good as Kyoyaku, but they definitely are much better than the NES original. And that's basically it. This was just a quick unscripted video. I wanted to bring light to some smaller Megami Tensei news that I felt would get drowned out in the noise of Nocturne and SMT5, just because I feel like this is a really cool project and a really cool instance of video game preservation, and I hope you guys all enjoyed it too. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I will be back with my Meteor SMT video or Mega 10 video later, hopefully this month, if not at the very beginning of August. But either way, thank you again for watching, and I hope I can catch you next time.